Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mike Larkin, one half of the Steve and Mike Show. www.steveandmikeshow.com is up and running, where you can hear such shows as you're about to hear today. This is another edition of On the Mic with Mike, and I am pleased to have on the show the very talented, the very beautiful adult star that is Miss Kimmie Kaboom. Kimmie, how you doing this morning?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Very happy to have you on the show. Wanted to have you on for a while. I'm very happy that this came into fruition. So I just look forward to just, shooting the breeze and having you tell your story about your great career thus far.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're very welcome. So first and foremost, I guess to hop right into it, tell us and let everybody know how you got into the adult entertainment industry.
Well, let's see. I was doing. I was actually I'm in the car. I started in the car scene. I was a service manager at a automotive dealership, and I had a hobby of doing roller derby and a hobby of pinup modeling. And my husband was the photographer for that, and I would do my pinup modeling pictures. Of course, rockabilly kind of scene was my scene. And from there, he took a few more risky pictures for his own personal collection. And he thought about submitting the pictures just for kind of like some bragging rights, just dude bragging rights, So he sent the pictures into a South Florida company. And from there, they emailed him back and was asking if they would be, if I would be more interested in doing like video stuff. And, he had that moment of, yay, and then the instant moment of, oh, shit. So, because I did not know he sent the pictures in, although I was totally cool with it. I mean, he didn't tell me because he was just thinking I'd get in the magazine or something, or, something like an amateur section. Mm-hmm. So it just kind of started from there, and we talked about it, and we thought, what the heck? I mean, let's go for it. So we ended up going for it, and I shot a couple scenes for them, and when they debuted quite well, and we just we felt that we had something there, so we locked down some domains and started looking at from a business aspect. I have a business degree, so I thought I would capitalize on that overpriced education and see if I could make a go with it. And we both just jumped in head first and went for it.
I gotta say this to you because when you talk about like modeling and like you mentioned the rockabilly scene, just again a great scene that it is. When I look at modeling and I look like we're gonna get into the BBW Awards show and all that, but I look at that term and you look at just how the BBW community is growing with yourself, Kimmie. Because Kimmie, I'll be honest with you, women have molded me who I am today. My mother and my grandmother, God rest their soul, and I think women are a work of art and beautiful. They all come in great shapes and sizes. But the BBW community, you look at plus size modeling with the likes of Ashley Graham and just so many. From that perspective, I think just the overall, thing about it with modeling, just plus size modeling, we got a lot of beautiful ladies out there like yourself, so I think you're doing it right.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Yeah, and just to touch on that, I think it's also important that we all understand that no matter what type of modeling you do, whether it be adult or whether it be non-adult, I think that it's just the fact that we're all doing it. I think it should all be moving in more of a positive aspect. I mean, I know that I hear it a lot where there's girls that, let's say they're cam models, and I am a cam model as well. Mm-hmm. But I've actually been at conventions where girls, I just cam. I'm not in adult, and I'm thinking, yeah, you are. So it's like. So I think it's important now, because I know you mentioned Ashley Graham. I think it's important that we, that I did rockabilly pinup, but I held no judgment of anyone else, what anybody else did. So I mean, if that's their flavor or what they want to do with that aspect of their business, then that's cool. I just decided to take mine a little bit further and get into the porn scene. With it. So I think that it's just, you should, I think women should embrace women regardless of whatever they want to do. As long as it's not harming others and you're not breaking any rules, then hey, you know what? I think you should just everybody should embrace everybody and not have a judgment on it.
I agree with you, and that's I think how you have to look at it. And I think with me, like when you look at like going back to the scene, I think it's the what I like to call the voluptuosity factor because you got beautiful women like yourself. You see just all these girls doing it. I think it's wonderful with what we got with the BBW Awards show, which I want to get into. Best solo site with you, BBW Awards. You're doing a thing at that, and can you just tell us about that overall experience being at the BBW Awards show, Kimmie?
Well, actually, yeah, I actually was able to co-host that this year with Laura Jensen, who is a beautiful, beautiful, curvaceous lady. She actually won the AVN for BBW this past January, so congrats to her again. But I had the pleasure of co-hosting the show with her, and it was a great experience. I think Eliza has put a lot of work into this, and that's Eliza Allure, who is actually the creator of this event, and she really. Just like with anything new, it's a learning curve, and each year it gets better and better. So this was the second year, and it was really a lot of fun seeing it all come together, and I appreciated being a part of it, and I do appreciate walking away with an award. It's really cool. That was actually a Model Centro sponsored award. Who I have KimmieKaboom.com, the platform I use for KimmieKaboom.com. So it was a double special award. So
awesome. And you know what it is too? I look at it like January is like the big month. Like, there's the Exoticas, there's the BBW Awards show, there's the AVNs, there's so many great conventions for the fans to meet. And I know that's got to be very heartwarming for you just to see the fans meet them and just, engage in interaction.
Oh yeah, I love it. I mean, anytime I get to see the fans, it is a great experience because these are the people that kind of keep me going. Obviously, if I don't have fans, I don't get to enjoy this industry as much as I do. So it was a lot of fun. We did an AVN, we did the BBW Awards show. We did the AVN show, AVN Awards, and then we went 2 weeks after that. We went to Vancouver for the Taboo show in Canada, and that was just phenomenal. We loved that show. Actually, we're getting ready to get geared up and ready to go to Chicago in Exotica first part of April. So we've got a very busy schedule this year. We're trucking along. We got a lot of stuff to cover this year, so we're pretty excited.
I just want to go back to the cars for a second because when I hear you talk about, I believe it's you have a 1989 Mustang GT. You talk about the car scene. You just talk about what you're doing with the cars. It kind of reminds me of my cousin Vinny, to make a pop culture reference. Kind of like the Mona Lisa Vito, the Marissa Tomei with the cars.
I love that movie. I love that movie, and that was an awesome movie. My husband loves that movie. Of course, he's a Marissa Tomei fan too. So, I don't think I'm as eloquent as she is, but I did have an '89 Mustang. I'm sorry to say that we had to send her to another home because we stay so busy with KimmieKaboom.com and Kaboom Media Productions that I do not have the time anymore to be an effective car chick. So I just didn't. I couldn't. We could not let her sit and rust. So we felt the need to rehome her to someone that could actually take care of her and get her fully restored. I do now have. My husband did make my wounds feel better by buying me an '04 Mustang anniversary edition. So he bought me that for our anniversary, coincidentally, and so that made me feel not so bad about having to get rid of the '89 Mustangs.
So there you go. You got another one, but still, that's awesome. I dig the whole car scene about that because I like it. Because like I see you doing your thing with your cars, and then you're transitioning, with what you're doing in the adult entertainment industry. And I got to tell you, I mean, you look at all these sites like Plumber Pass, Sensational Video, I believe there's Yes Boobs, Score Group, Rodney Moore, the whole nine, which you got to be a part of and do such great, work for those particular sites.
Yeah, I've been around. Yeah, I've been fortunate to work with some really cool people. It's been a good positive experience thus far. So I really do appreciate all the opportunities I get.
And I look at these sites too, and I think they do wonders for women like yourself, and we get to see so many courageous and beautiful women be, accentuated and get their shine on, which I think is absolutely wonderful. And then I see a lot of your scenes, like for instance, like you just did a scene with Genevieve LaFleur, Alexis Allure, Olivia Lee, Eliza Allure, for another example. So you get to work with a lot of beautiful women in that front. You've been doing a lot on with your website.
Yes, I do. I do get to, shall I say, I don't know how I don't know how descriptive can I be. I don't know what my censorship is.
Oh no, you can say whatever you want. Go right ahead.
I fucked a lot of girls. I fucked a lot of guys. In fact, that became kind of the funny part of the BBW Awards show that night. Is pretty much it wasn't an introduction of women as it was. Yeah, I fucked her too, by the way. So it became Jimmy. It just came personally kind of funny because I've done her. I would really like to do her. Yeah, that would be cool. So it turned into one of those kind of nights. But I mean, I get to sleep with a lot of sexy bitches, and so you can't beat that. And I've also worked with a lot of great male talent. So I mean, I've got a cool job. It's really a cool job.
And I think what's very interesting about it is, and first and foremost, yes, absolutely beautiful and sexy bitches. And when you say that, it kind of brings me like the old Andrew Dice Clay, when he used to do, the Hickory Dickory Docks, and Mother Goose, I fucked her. So that as soon as you said that, like the Andrew Dice Clay just came out watching those old stand-ups. But I think like you talk about working with all these beautiful women, beautiful guys, like, and also you have so many great scenes. Like there's one I believe you just did where it's like your detention, you're skipping school. There's an anger management scene. There's one I think where you were like a police stripper, and then there's one in the classroom. So you get to work, have great dynamics with the scenes overall.
Yeah, I like being very creative with my scenes. Even with the companies I work for, I have a lot of leeway on my character and like how we do it. So I think. I mean, I'm not going to take away from any scene I filmed while I was in Vegas, but I'm going to tell you, I'm going to spill the beans. So I had the opportunity to work with Tommy Pistol, and I'm going to tell you, the first time I met Tommy Pistol, it was at the Inked Awards in New Jersey, and he is just as amazingly awesome as he is online. And when I met him, he was just a very, very approachable, cool dude, and I was just like, I'd really, really love to do a scene with you. And of course, my husband have spoken a number of times numerous times online, so. I was just grateful to actually get to physically meet him. And he was like, yeah, let's totally make it happen. I'll be at AVN in January. Let's do it. And honestly, I really thought he was like, oh, ain't he sweet? He's just telling me that. That's just so sweet, But no shit, when we were in Vegas, we were at the Hard Rock. We walked into the Hard Rock, and I shit you not, we ran into him. And he's like, so we're going to do that, right? We're going to make that happen? Because I had sent him my idea of the script, and I was like, holy shit, he really wants to do it, So we made it happen. It happened, and the scene is awesome. And basically, just a quick synopsis of what the scene is. I'm holding on to it because I'm not ready to release it because it's going to be just like my name, Kaboom. It's going to be one of those kind of scenes, okay? So the synopsis is basically I'm traveling to Vegas, and I got a hold of the concierge at the hotel I'm staying at, and I wanted them to find me a real life, bona fide certified Tommy Pistol sex action figure doll. And when I come into my hotel room, I see that he's there, and I read the instructions, and it says that I can program him however I want him. So I go, I do my programming, and I'm like, I want the works, and I get him. And we have one kick-ass scene. It's got an awesome twist at the end, and I cannot wait for it to be released. I'm looking forward to it. So, but that was one of my big highlights of AVN was actually getting to work with Tommy Pistol, and to know that he's actually a really cool dude, and just super, super awesome guy. Super awesome.
I have to say this, and I think that's also what I like about you, because you just said it when you were talking about Tommy Pistol there, the Kaboom last name, because like I look at you, it's like Kaboom, it's like Tadao, it's like you mix Tada and wow, you get Tadao, because it just exemplifies you for the beautiful woman that you are. So I always love the Kaboom name about it, and it ties together, Kimmie Kaboom, boom, this is me, I'm here. It also goes with how your very vibrant personality, Kimmie.
Thank you. Well, thank you. It's actually it was my pinup name. And my first name was spelled a little differently, but when I got into the pinup, that was to me it felt very pinup-y.
Hmm.
It was very pinup-ish. So, and then when I started doing transition into the adult film, it was like I can't change the name. Kimmie Kaboom is just like that's the name right there. That's, if ever there was a porn name, Kimmie Kaboom is a porn name. So we kept it. So it just we've had her for a while. Kimmie Kaboom is, she gets around,
Well, it's stuck. It's stuck, and like I said, it's helped you and just made you have a very successful and very blooming career. But I gotta say this, me being the pop culture nerd that I am, I look at Kaboom and what instantly comes up, and I know listeners will, for those that remember, there was a song by Marilyn Manson called "Kaboom Kaboom," like back in like the late '90s, early 2000s. For those out in
right.
the rock, so yeah, that's like what instantly came to my mind. I thought of Marilyn Manson's song "Kaboom Kaboom," but yeah, like I said, you got something that sticks and it works. Not why not, just use it and just go forward it like you did, and kudos to you for that.
Oh, thank you. We like it. We like it.
All right.
Appropriate.
And I think what also has helped you, because like you look at these awards shows, like you mentioned, like you're talking about the with so many awards like the XBiz, the Cam Awards, the AVN Fan Awards, the Slingies, even like the boobs, like you've won a lot of categories. Slingy Awards for best boobs, and that also has helped you just with the voluptuosity factor with your overall breasts. So I think you've won so many awards that just exemplifies you for you.
Oh, it's really cool. I got some. That just goes to show what awesome fans I have. I have some really kick-ass fans, and they really nominate me for a lot of stuff. And anytime I get a nomination for an award, I'd show up to the award show, because I feel like, if fans went out of their way to nominate me and vote for me, the least I could do is, take myself to the award show as a thank you. But and whether I win it or not, I get to go and experience it. And but I've really got an awesome fan network. They're just, they treat me so good, and I'm so grateful for it. They allow me to keep doing it. So and I'm enjoying the ride, and I'm going to have fun with it, and we're just, we're going to keep on keeping on, and then, hey, we'll keep showing the girls, and see how it goes.
I gotta tell you, like, with so many scenes, like whether it be interracial, working with guys or just working with girls, you've won a lot with Best Girl on Girl scene as well, which is absolutely amazing. But I gotta say this to you, because I mentioned the interracial part of it. I believe your first interracial scene from Plumper Pass is now out on DVD, so congrats to you on that as well.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Yeah, and you got people. When we decided to enter this industry, we wanted to be very strategic about it, because, and since I've entered the industry, I get lots of people girls come up to me all the time on, how do I get in the industry, and what do I do? And you'll have the girls, they'll come in and they'll just do everything. And in 3 months, they're so washed out, burnout, and everything else. They can't do anything else. They're just done. So I really wanted to make a conscientious decision. My husband and I wanted to really think about that plan and execute it strategically, and not do everything at once. I just didn't want to do that. And then you've got some people going, well, there shouldn't be an interracial category. Everything should be the same. It's equal. And I'm like, well, yeah, I agree with you, but it's not. You've got people who, as consumers have made it a genre. They have made it a searchable link. So therefore that makes it a category. So therefore you have to treat it like one. So that's why I waited so long to do it, because it, again, is a category. And it was a great scene. I had a great partner. Asante was wonderful to work with, and I hope to work with him again. And it was so fucking cool. And we just, it was a good day. It was a good day. We really push out a lot of really good scenes at Plumper Pass, among other places, but they're the ones I probably work with the most. So I can't wait to get back down there and shoot some more.
Well, I gotta tell you, I cannot wait to see more of you, Miss Kimmie Kaboom, because like I said, you're doing such great work with these scenes. XBiz Cam Awards, Best BBW Cam. I know you're vying with the XBiz as well. You're looking to get with that. I know, which I think is wonderful, because I hope you get that nomination.
Yeah, that'd be cool. We'll see. You never know. I wasn't sure that I was even going to be nominated for, or I would be getting nominations for that. But I got to seeing people tagging me in a nomination, so we'll see what happens. We'll see what they do. We'll see how it goes.
I concur with you on that. And
At the end of the day, it's a thanks biz. So we'll see how it goes.
And then you look at like for instance the Adult Webcam Industry Awards, Pornhub Awards. There's so many great representations with what you ladies do in the adult industry that I love watching. Just you ladies and just so many beautiful women like yourself shine. And that's what I always was into. Like you talk about preferences, like people with interracial scenes and stuff. There's just so many different markets and different genres, like you mentioned, in the adult industry. So you have to accentuate and let each and every category shine. And I know you guys aren't judging, but I think people just need to understand, like, look, a lot of people have preferences. I think that's what makes it to equate it to life, Kimmie. And that's what makes each and every one of us unique as people.
Right. And like I said, it's I'm still not done. I have so many more categories I want to conquer, and I will. And it's just I'm taking them. I got in this industry late. I'm an old chick, so I got in it late. So I'm trying to ride it out as long as I can, and as long as everybody will have me. And so I really want to try to get the longevity that I can out of it. So yeah, there's so much more that I'm filming, and so much more that we have, so many more projects we have set up, and I cannot wait to share them all. It's going to be a lot of good stuff coming. 2019 is going to be a really good year. We got a lot of stuff on the plate. In 2020, we even have more. So we're really, really excited about it.
I just got to say this. I don't want to hear old, because Miss Kaboom, you're like a fine wine. You get better with time. You're a lovely human being, please.
You had the word with the lady.
Yeah.
Aren't you smooth?
You know what it is too. Like I said, it goes back to just because great women. My mother, love her. My grandmother, God rest her soul. I've just over the years just had that appreciation for women, because that's, I think, just how it is. Whether it be old school, just I try to be like one of those guys, because how they say, oh, chivalry is dead. No, it's not. You know what I'm saying? It's not. So
it really isn't.
It's not, and I try. Like I say, like I know what's in my heart, and why be cruel and just be around foolishness when you could just spread positivity and love. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So I gotta say this to you as well, because we got so many great projects we talked about. Kimmie Kaboom. I look forward to what 2019 brings for you. And you actually brought this up. I just want to mention this because you talk about Alora Jensen. That's probably, besides you and so many great people I've got to have on this show, I love what I do because working with different people in all facets of life. But Alora Jensen is just such, like you, very vibrant personality, very beautiful lady. So I'm also, like you mentioned, I got to give a shout out to Alora, because her success, just another one. Just
she's amazing. She's like amazing balls. I love her. She is amazing. I wish we could actually communicate more with each other. We'd only get to see each other a couple times a year, when we're in Vegas, or it just happens to be a show or something, but she is absolutely amazing. And what I love about her is that she also keeps it very real too. I mean, when I'm not, out and about Kimmie Kaboom, I'm sitting at home in sweats and no makeup and very casual. I mean, I just keep it real. I mean, I'm just not one that, I'm not always wearing the fake eyelashes. I'm not always, I'm people too, it's like, and I think that's what sometimes I want people to really understand. And I get surprisingly, I get lots of couples that come up to me, as well as other women come up to me during these conventions. And I actually hold seminars too, and I'll be holding seminars at Exotica as well. In Chicago, but they appreciate what I do, and not just me. When I say me, I mean also other people, like me in the industry. That kind of gives them that confidence, And I tell them all the time. I'm like, just remember, you don't have to be that 24/7. I don't have to be in Kimmie Kaboom mode every day. I mean, I am, but I'm not, if that makes sense. You know,
Mm.
because, when you're on my Snapchat, you're going to see me without makeup, or you're going to see me using a hell of a lot of Snapchat filters, because let me tell you. What is it Dolly Parton used to say? It takes a lot to make me look this cute.
Yes, yes.
But I'm telling you, man, I'm gonna keep it straight up real with people. I mean, I do a lot of candid type videos, and I'm no makeup or whatever. I'm in my comfy clothes, and I just, I'm just a chick from the South doing some porn, doing what everybody else does, just to, maybe I tell people all the time, I was like, I'm fucking just like you are. I'm just putting it on film. You know.
Well, I think that's a great attitude about it, like you mentioned with Snapchat, with those filters. I think we just like the overall genuine and realness of it, to keep it real, keep it 100, however you want to coin the term. But and like you mentioned, being the South, like I love the South too. I just have to mention this because my listeners know I'm a New Yorker. I'm from Long Island, New York, but I live in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and a lot of my relatives on my mom's side, grew up in the Carolinas. So I have to say that with you, I love the South, and I always like repping both the North and the South. You can't take it out of me. So
Yeah.
I just had to put that because I like that. I think that's what also makes you, because you're the Southern Belle. You're going out there. You're just being you. And I think you worded it pretty much beautifully. You know what I'm saying? Because I like what you said there.
Yeah. Just remember, you can say all the shit you want to, as long as you say God bless her heart.
Exactly.
So, oh, she's a hot mess. God bless her heart.
Bless her heart. Yes.
Bless her heart. But yeah.
Oh my God! With my relatives, I got to tell you, I've heard that phrase so many times as a kid. The bless her heart. It's just all.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it so much.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just, and basically, God bless her heart's basically, God, they're a shit show. So it's just what it means. They're a hot mess.
It's just,
But,
it's a different verbiage, yeah.
Yeah. When I was in Canada, in Vancouver, we were at the Taboo Expo. We're getting ready to get set up, and the people across from us, and I cannot remember the booth to save my life right now, but the ladies were trying to get a picture together, and I'm like, hey, y'all want me to take that for you? And she's like, you're not from around here. I was like, what gave it away? The y'all? So, yeah.
I mean, well, like you mentioned, like the y'all, and I think with the New Yorkers, we get that coffee talk, but still, I get it. Like, who cares? And I also have to just mention this, because that was actually going to be my follow-up. You just gave me a great segue here, because you mentioned, being in Canada. You talk about Vegas. What is the travel like with you? Because I love the, just the travel aspect of what you guys do as well, because you get to meet, besides the fans, but you get to go to, Canada, you get to go to Vegas, you get to go to a lot of great places and just meet a lot of, interesting people.
Vegas is awesome. We go there every year. Vancouver is the first time we went to Vancouver, and it was absolutely breathtaking. The hotel we were in, it overlooked the harbor where all the seaplanes come in and take off and land. It was like the little harbor is the water airport, and it had a floating gas station, Chevron, where the seaplanes would just land and get gas, and that was really cool. It was beautiful. It was actually absolutely beautiful. I wish we could have stayed longer. I want to go back when we're not working so that I can actually be a tourist. But we are really fortunate. We get to go to a lot of places. Like I said, we're going to go to Chicago. We got Portland, Oregon. We got St. Augustine coming up. We, of course, Miami, which is like a second home to us. We're going to be there a couple times. Well, 2, 3, maybe 3 or 4 times this year. Where else are we going? We're going back to New Jersey for Exotica there, too. It's still on the table. We're not 100% sure yet, but we may be going to Germany, and we're going to be going to Toronto, Canada. So those are just the tentative places we're going for now. So we stay pretty busy.
I got to tell you, so all these places, I got to word it like this. All these places are going to feel the boom, Kimmie. They're going to feel the boom.
They're going to feel the kaboom.
Yes.
Babe. The kaboom.
The kaboom. I got to tell you this, and I'm going to wrap it up with these final questions, but I'm going to put the invitation out here. You're more than welcome to come back on this show anytime. It's been a blast talking to you today.
Awesome. Yeah, anytime, yeah.
So I got to say this to you because we talked about, your career. We talked about all these award shows, the people, your amazing scenes, but you kind of reiterated this too earlier in the show here, but I have to ask you, any advice, because of you being the vet and the awesome human being that you are, any advice to any guy or gal, or particularly gal, that wants to get into the adult entertainment industry and do like Kimmie Kaboom does and all these wonderful human beings that you got to work with? What advice would you give them?
I it's going to be a long answer, but
Go ahead, please.
I'll try to nutshell it as quick as I can. I basically get asked this question at least once or twice a day. So what I did was I have a YouTube channel. It's Kimmie Kaboom. And I actually made a YouTube video on before you get into the industry, because I actually pull the curtain back. I tell you the good, the bad, the ugly, because I don't want to sugarcoat it and go, oh, it's awesome. It's this and that and this and that. And, I don't want people to be, I mean, it is very awesome, don't get me wrong, but it's a lot of hard work. I put in more hours with Kimmie Kaboom than I ever did with any corporate job I had. So it's a lot of work. And plus, me and my husband's situation was a lot different. Our houses are paid for. Our vehicles are paid for. We didn't have, we have no credit card debt. So we don't have a lot of the norm of bills that some people do. So that's one of my first things is to be prepared to work your ass off and then work your ass off some more, because there's a lot of work that goes into it. And I just want people to understand that. And you have to understand that your decisions that you choose to do, once it's on the internet, it's there forever. So you have to really think not just past your decade, but past your kids' decade or your grandkids' decade. Like, you have to think outside that box. And so I really encourage people to watch that video on my YouTube channel. First and foremost, I want to just throw it all back there. Like, this is it. This is what to expect. And then after that, if you're ready to go for it, then go for it.
Okay, now I got to just say this, first and foremost, beautifully said, and second of all, I don't even worry about long answers and stuff, because short answers, long answers, like I said, I could talk to you all day, because that was just beautifully said, and that was absolutely spot on. So I hope people add heed to that advice. And Kimmie Kaboom, this is where I step back, because ladies first, it's not just a Queen Latifah song, Chivalry's Not Dead. I'm going to give you the floor. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, where people can find you, your upcoming events to reiterate on. Go right ahead, Miss Kaboom.
Alrighty. You can find me on Twitter at the Kimmie Kaboom. That's TheKimmieKaboom. You can find me on Instagram for right now, because they keep shutting my shit down. This is my 6th Instagram account. It's Kimmie Kaboom. It's spelled KIMMIEKABA. B00M. I forgot how to spell my name. But I had to replace the zeros, the O's with zeros. I'm learning. I'm figuring out how to spell my name on Instagram. I'm running out of ways to spell Kimmie Kaboom. So anyway, so find me there as I rebuild everything back up to my 60,000 followers. You can, of course, I did, like I said earlier, I do have a YouTube channel, Kimmie Kaboom. Please subscribe to that. I try very hard to put some information out there, not just for females, but for males, fans, and industry personnel. I try to put a little bit of hodgepodge of everything, because I try to inform fans just like I do other people. You can snapkimmie.com. You can go to my website, KimmieKaboom.com. You can, what else can you do to Kimmie Kaboom? You can call Kimmie.com. You can text Kimmie.com. Any fucking thing you want to do to Kimmie, you could probably do it .com. So there's that. So have at it.
All the links.
I have Facebook, but I can't accept any more friend requests. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
Sorry.
You hit the limit, is what you're saying.
I have a Facebook. I just can't accept any more friends, so I'm not really that active on there, because there's not too much I can show. So
got you. So you, pretty much what you're saying also is you hit the limit with Facebook friends, is what you're saying. Okay. Oh, but yes, anything you want to do to Kimmie Kaboom, follow Kimmie Kaboom, what have you. It's a great follow, just a great and lovely human being. Kimmie, before we even get to this, I have to just mention this, because you did bring up Instagram. What is with Instagram just shutting everybody down just with like this?
Dude, I don't know, because I mean, this is like I said, on my 5th account, because I'm now on my 6th, but my 5th account, I literally was posting like fully clothed pictures. And I'm not talking about skanky clothed pictures. I'm talking about full, like, t-shirts, no cleavage showing, pictures of my food. I mean, I was so clothed. I'm like, I don't get it. So I think I'm just gonna have to start taking pictures of my eyeballs and just posting those, because that way I won't violate any rules. But it is what it is. I mean, it's what we face now, where you're having people locked down against sex workers or adult industry people, and I get it. I mean, whatever. I know for me, but I mean, there's only, I'm sorry, but I feel like if there are certain entertainers in mainstream that can show their jiggly bits like full nude pictures, and they're not shut down with because they have 3 or 4 million followers, but yet adult industry people are being shut down for showing stuff that's completely covered. It seems like a double standard to me. So it is what it is. Who knows? I mean, I actually have had the opportunity to work in a couple mainstream films. Maybe when I finally get that SAG recognition, maybe I can start getting my shit, stop shutting down my shit. So we'll see. It is very frustrating because you work really hard campaigning and building your followers only for it to get yanked away from you. And I was just disappointed about how they did this last account because there was no warning. It just literally, I couldn't post one day, and I'm like, why can't I post? And in fact, I had just won my award at BBW Awards show. And I was actually posting. That was the last thing I posted, was my award from the show. And I went back to do something or check something, and it said my account was not there anymore. So kind of sucked. So it is what it is.
Well, I'm just going to say, come on now, because like you mentioned with these celebrities and other photos you're seeing, you're just taking pictures of your food and just, you're fully clothed. Ugh. I can understand, like, the frustration of it because you put all this hard work in, you're on the grind, and you're just working, to get just to be you and just, do you all in all, and then they just take it away. So I hear you, and please, just everything will be in the description below this interview. And Kimmie Kaboom, like I said, this has been an absolute pleasure for me. I'm really glad this came into fruition. But I got to have you at the final words again, man. Any final words to your fans of Miss Kimmie Kaboom?
Well, thank y'all so much. I love you guys. Appreciate y'all so much. Be sure to tune in to KimmieKaboom.com for my free members web show. I do it every Sunday at 8 p.m. Central, KimmieKaboom.com. Check out my jiggly bits online live, and you can go cam to cam too, by the way. And that's all free for my members. And also my members can get free shows every day because I'm part of the VNA network. So that's some good bonus goodies for my website members. And shout out to my special PR publicist, Miss Erica at the Rub PR, because she's awesome sauce.
And I will say this, shout out to Erica as well. Erica's an awesome human being, and shout out to the Rub, and just shout out to everybody listening. I appreciate you all listening. And Kimmie Kaboom, I just got to say this. For Kimmie Kaboom, my name is Mike Larkin. Thank you all for listening. This has been another edition of On the Mic with Mike. And Kimmie, I appreciate your time today. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Follow my husband, too, at Mr. Daryl Kaboom. He'll be mad if I don't mention it.
All right, well, Daryl's...
Give him love. Give him love. He's got all my smut.
Daryl's info will be in this audio as well. So shout out to Daryl, and God bless you all, and have a great day. Thank you for listening.
Thanks, Mike.